Hello, and welcome to the first inaugural show of the Extra Point Podcast, man. The Extra Point Podcast, we all sports all the time, all Atlanta Falcons, NBA, NFL, whatever the hot take may be, man. But I'm here with my player partner, my podcast partner, man. He been talking about doing this for a long time. You know what? Go ahead and, describe yourself to the world, man.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Rashad. Y'all might know me on Twitter at LilG29_. Again, that's LilG29_. Hey man, we just putting together this Falcon podcast, man. Talk about these dirty birds this upcoming season, man. Trials and tribulations and everything that's gonna be going on. But no matter what it is, man, we're just gonna dive into the situation. But me and my man right here, Tonio, we've been talking about it for a while. So since we've been talking about it for a while, we just figured, let's go ahead and put this podcast together, man, and go ahead and talk to the family out there, all the Falcon family out there, man. Give you news and all that. No matter what it's gonna be, man. There may be times where we on here together, which is what we're aiming for, but sometimes, news can drop at any time. So we both may get on here at separate times. No matter what it is, man, we're just gonna be consistent with the content. Back to back every time we get to it, man. So that's what we finna be at with it, man. Go ahead and tell the folks what you want to tell them.
All right, and this is your boy Tonio, aka Terror Artist 404. For the people in the Madden YouTube community out there that probably done seen this face before, y'all already know who it is. Y'all want the smoke, y'all know where to come holler at me on YouTube. So anyway, we got a couple of, before we get to the topics at hand, man, we actually got a couple of comments. Got a couple of comments. You got my wife right here, Keshonda Mills, saying hello to us. What's up, wife? Thank you for watching. Then you got your wife right behind us saying, hey.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
Hey. So we're going to go ahead and get to the first topic at hand, which I'm pretty sure that people can, relate to. In a ways, people is 50-50 about this. Yeah. It's very, 50-50 about this situation. But we're going to talk about Calvin Ridley and his mental health fiasco that we've been going through ever since, week 5 of last year? Week 4 or 5?
What's your take on it? I believe that was week 5, like an hour and a half before the Carolina game. That was Halloween, if I'm not mistaken.
Right before Halloween or Halloween.
Yeah, it was on Halloween day, yeah. Right before we faced Carolina. So yeah, this is my whole take on it. Like, for one, mental health is nothing to play with. I've seen firsthand from people real close in my life, how mental health, how it can affect your day-to-day life, and how it's nothing that you know, if it's someone close to you dealing with, you want to take it. You want to understand the situation at hand. And also not be judgmental. So
be careful with it.
Yeah. So within the entire situation, that's just the way I looked at it. Once the team put out a statement and then Calvin Ridley right behind that put out a statement too, I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get this man. I'm gonna give him, let him step away and deal with whatever troubles or whatever it is that he has going on. And then once he reaches back out to the organization, not fans. Once he reached back out to the organization, then, we could take it from there. We could just start taking it from there. I mean, now, don't get me wrong. Some people was with it. Some people understood it. Some people couldn't understand it. It was a lot of smoke and mirrors. There was a lot of stuff up in the air about their situation. And then, the situation from yesterday with the little spat between him and Brian Finneran. I'm still on the outside looking in, so I don't know if he reached out to the organization or not. And then again, that's not my business to know. So I just feel like with the situation at hand, until there's a cut and clear, until they can be cut and clear on what the situation is, then I'll have my take on it. I mean, if he's gonna be traded, if he's gonna be here. If he reached out to the organization is not finna let us know that information. That's probably not going to be no information that's known until after the new league year, or until if he is traded, until if a trade does happen, or if not. But I just feel like with it being mental health, something serious of that magnitude, I just leave personal opinions. I leave that to myself. But just on the grand scheme of things, I'm just gonna wait and see.
I mean, to me, I think it's a situation where I think the Falcons know already, but they just ain't saying anything yet. And I believe when the time comes when he's traded or whatever happens, he traded, cut, whatever, he decides he want to stay. I believe if he decided that he want to stay with the Falcons, they work something out, we would never know what happened. But I think if he gets traded elsewhere, then the story is going to break out. And like you said, mental health issues is nothing to play with. I mean, people seriously kill themselves over it. What might be petty and small to you might be something huge to somebody else. So neither one of us ain't perfect. Nobody is perfect. We all go through things. We all have them times in life where it just, it gets rough sometimes. It gets rough sometimes. But the thing is, I think what a lot of Falcons fans are mad at is that we don't know if he's had any communication with them. I think that's what we're mostly mad at, or just wanting to know things in that situation, but it ain't our business.
Exactly. And that's the human side. That's the human side of the situation. You wanting to know, but it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that type of situation. It's bigger than us just knowing, because of the magnitude of the situation. So it's bigger than us just knowing. That's why I take the wait and see approach, because we don't know how serious it is. We don't know what have been discussed. Because I've had the mind frame moment for the past month or two. I'm thinking to myself that they may already have some type of trade in place.
Right.
It just won't, of course, it can't be announced until the new league year. And we know how some people leak information. But seeing how close Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith, how close they keep things to chest, I wouldn't be surprised on why it's not leaked to any type of media.
Right.
So I'm like, that's what my mind frame at with it. Because I just look at it like this: if you do keep them, that's less problems of a position that you'll have to deal with. Right. If you do deal him, then you got to plan. That's another position that you're gonna have to address. So I feel like on both ends of the totem pole, it's kind of like a win-win situation, because if he is traded, that's $11 million in cap space. You won't have to worry that you finna get back.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna sell really short neither. If he does stay, him and Matt Ryan, they already had that repertoire. But it's just just my honest opinion. I feel like a trade is already in place. They just not Terry and Arthur. They gonna roll like they've been rolling, and they gonna have that. Soon as the new league year start on that Wednesday, when everybody start hearing about free agency, boom! I feel like that's when it's gonna be like they gonna let you know. But if they don't, I'm not. Hey man, I just want to see what's gonna happen. That's my take on it. I want to see.
We just waiting on it. We just waiting on the final verdict on it. Shonda Mills, aka my wife, I'm gonna say my wife. What do you think the Falcons should do with him? Like, would you be fine with them trading him? Would you be fine if he stays? Are you at the point right now to where you just trade him, let him go, or would you be okay?
Okay. The reason why, and I love Ridley to death, but the reason why I would say trade him, because sometimes when there's a whole bunch of speculations and all that, sometimes speculation have a lot of truth in it. And I do feel like, a fresh start is to be needed. And another thing that I look at is, if Arthur Smith is obviously our guy. He's our head coach, and he's our offensive coordinator. And obviously it just shows, even with his little stint with Tennessee, it just shows Ridley is not the type of receiver that he has in his offense. He wants big body receivers that know how to block. But also, when your number is called, going to go out there and do your thing. Ridley is on the shifty side, break it down on the route, and then he going downfield. He gonna beat you deep.
Yeah,
he's never been more of a physical guy, that deal with the run, and that's what Arthur Smith looks for. So, I love Ridley, and then if something does transpire to where they keep him, that's cool. But in my honest opinion, I just feel like they should trade him, see what they can get for him, and then you start building this roster because it's long overdue on that in a lot of positions. Plenty of them on defense, but I just feel like just start rebuilding it. And if I'm not mistaken, he's turning, I believe, 28.
28. Yeah, he's 27 now.
Yeah, he's turning 28, and I'm like, you'll be throwing in, top dollar to a receiver, the best of them that you'll probably get. He turning 28. He probably got another good 3-4 solid years because it's just wide receiver shelf life, and then I could be wrong. His shelf life could be longer than that. But me, honestly, just my take on it, I would just say trade him. Start the rebuild. That's what I would do.
Just like your wife said, trade him. And my wife said, sometimes people use mental health as an excuse. We in that day in a situation where, we don't know if it's true or not. So the best thing as fans we can do is just wait until that news pop out. And then if it ain't true, then all the karma is gonna come back to him. God gonna handle that, and we can't really do nothing about that. We just fans at the end of the day. I want to say what's up to Flag on the Play. What's up? What's happening, man?
What's going on, dog?
Hey, what's up? Appreciate you watching, man. This is the first episode. We got your boy on YouTube, and he says get the best possible offer. Which, well, since we're speaking on him.
Mm-hmm.
In this situation, before we get to the next topic, if the Falcons was to trade him, what would be the best scenario or best trade offers in your opinion? Can we get a first round out of him?
Yeah, well, look, I ain't gonna front with you. I would want a first, and I feel like he can go for a first, but I feel like there's gonna also be stipulations. And what I mean by stipulations, look at prime example, Carson Wentz when he got traded to Indianapolis last year.
Yeah.
I think the validity of that contract was it would get turned into a first if he plays like 70% of the season, and a couple of other stipulations to it. That's how I got protected to being the first because of it. Then it'll end up being a second.
I remember that.
I just feels like with Calvin Ridley situation, it would be a little different because it was a mental health situation. But I think the other team will also look at new place, fresh mind. New place, fresh mind. Kind of similar to the situation that, with Ben Simmons and the 76ers, trading him and all that. So I feel like, new place, new fresh mind, everything in the past that you was dealing with, you can let that go and see if you can start moving forward, from your past transgressions or whatever it is that you had going on. So that's what I would be. I would hope to get the best thing possible. And then plus, let's just be honest, man, we got a second this year and a fourth next year. And that was for Julio. And then, of course, Julio was Julio.
Right.
But Calvin Ridley still has youth. He still has the youth on his side. He still has all the playing ability and traits on his side. And I'm like, sometimes, the mind is fragile. So sometimes, going somewhere else can be the best thing. So I would hope and pray for a first, which is something that I feel like we really can get. So I wouldn't settle for less. I'd take it through the whole field until somebody. I just won't take nothing from it. I'm just not gonna take no anything. Yeah, I'm not gonna take no anything. Like I'm gunning for a first.
See, with Calvin Ridley, that man's still a bona fide baller. I don't know what was his problem. We don't know what happened, but he just wasn't there mentally. 5 games that he did play, but that man can still ball. Like he's one of them, maybe top 10, top 7 to 10.
You can put him in top 10, top 15. When you're on the field, when he out there, when he can show folks what he really did. Because I was like, what a lot of folks got to realize in that 2020 season when he did play, yes, Julio was spotted that year, like played some games, you know what I'm saying, was out a lot of games, played some, but really showed you when he's on that field by himself what it is that he can do. That was it. He put up career numbers, and he also showed like from his rookie year, he didn't transgress. He just did nothing but got better and better and better. And even 2020, I don't even feel like that was his ceiling. I feel like he can take it past that.
Cause people,
you know,
he still got it. People get it confused. They said because Julio was still on the team. The last year that Julio was here and Calvin Ridley was playing, Julio didn't play in most of the games. So Calvin Ridley was putting up them numbers himself.
Yeah.
People forget about that. And I think, wherever he go, or if he decide to stay, all kudos to him. But wherever he go, they gonna get a good wide receiver, man.
Oh yeah.
Right place, right man.
Most definitely.
And if y'all are new to the channel, man, y'all new. Everybody new here. Well,
it's the first live.
Everybody new to the channel. Everybody new to the channel. We just want y'all to hit that like button if you enjoying this so far, man. Hit that subscribe button. And we appreciate y'all for coming along this journey of ours, man. So we're going to get into this next hefty topic. This, man, I know this is so 50-50 amongst the fan base. Hey, you ain't got to say it or tell me or nothing like that, boy.
We are.
Matt Ryan trade speculations. Okay. See, this is what I get with this. I feel like Matt Ryan, he could be good somewhere else. He just need to get away from here. Yeah. Like, I think we're at that point to where Falcons fans is just tired of the mediocrity. We're tired of repeated mediocrity. And we just want, if you're gonna, you can't just blow up a certain part of the team if you're trying to win a Super Bowl. You gotta blow that thing completely up. Like, the Braves did it. The Hawks did it.
Yeah.
And hell, even the Bulldogs, it ain't no blow up in college, but
it's just
y'all had to start all over. Got y'all Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
And he built y'all a team from scratch and got y'all championship.
2021 right? Champions, yeah.
whatever, man. Because y'all know I am an Alabama fan, so that hurt my heart. That hurt my soul. But I feel like if he goes to a team like the Colts that's ready to win now, maybe a Pittsburgh-ish, then he'll still flourish down there with a strong running game and a good enough defense to help carry him. He doesn't carry us for so long. Now that he's getting older, now we're starting to see the mistakes of him right along with our team being bad.
Yeah, I mean,
what you think about it?
I mean, the older you get, sometimes your play get diminished. He's always never had the strongest arm. But one of the things that he's always been real good is being accurate. Pinpoint, you know what I'm saying? Basically doing what he got to do. I just feel like, all them years with Thomas Dimitroff, coming with him with a restructure, coming at him with a restructure. I'm not mad at the decision he made. And what that decision was, okay, yeah, I'll take the restructure because guess what? All that money, I'm going to get it on the back end. So I ain't mad at him for doing that. I would have did the same thing. I'm not mad, not one bit about that, about, him, offering, the restructure, or they coming to him with a restructure something so he can get his money. So I look at when I'm listening to Terry and when I'm listening to Arthur, especially Arthur in particular, when he basically said, we're not going to back ourselves into a corner, I take that as, they're preparing for him to be him, but they're preparing for him to be here. But if you come with a deal that's just that's basically kind of like mind-blowing, I would say something on the heels of what LA just gave up for Stafford, something along the lines of that. If it's mind-blowing to that type of magnitude, then they will pull the trigger. And the only reason why it'll have to be something of that magnitude is because they're going to be eating, if I'm not mistaken, like $46 million a dead cap. Correct. And we already know Terry going, do some from Steve White, shout out to Steve White. From what he's saying, it already looked like they're gonna be in the works of extending, Grady Jarrett and Jake Matthews, and then a couple of cuts along the way to clear that up. So I think they're looking at like we're expecting him to be here because they don't feel like there's no one that will come with that type of deal because he is 36. Now don't get me wrong, Matt Ryan can still go out there and play. He can still go out there and do his thing. Mm-hmm. But at this stage of development, a lot of people got to realize, they're already anticipating they're not going to get that type of deal. And I wouldn't just let them go for anything neither, because you got to look at that hit you finna take. That's $46 million. That ain't no chump change whatsoever. I mean, last year Philly, did the Wentz situation at $830 million, but $46 million to a team that's already been in devastating cap situations over the years. They looking at, okay, we'll just go ahead and eat that $46 million for this year. And will they draft for success this year? I feel like they would, and I feel like it'll be the best thing doing, because if he don't do good next year, if you let him go, which is his last year, I think that's like $23 million. But you got to also take in consideration next year is also when the cap jumps up tremendously for the new TV deals. It was always 2023 season when the cap is through the roof, especially for a team like us. So I think they looking at, we're gonna take that $46 million on the chin this year and ride forward with them. And they also looking at, now, if you blow us out the water with the type of deal, yeah, we'll also take it on the chin too. But, everybody know with 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a down year, because at that point in time, it's just going to be like, okay, yeah, we're going to trade them. You got a successor in place. But I feel like they'll be having someone like Rosen be in the starting role, you know what I'm saying, until they feel like the successor is ready. But I feel like their long-term goal plan is anticipating he's going to be here and get that successor in this draft and then move forward with it. I know a lot of people was like, we should have did it last year. And I'm not going to lie, I was on Justin Fields' train last year too. But, the chips fell where they fell, so it was like, okay, you either do it this year or you just bank on him already doing good this year and then go get that guy next year. But then again, there's no guarantee that you will be. I seen that schedule next year. That schedule was brutal.
It is.
But I can't see in the future. So there's no telling where you're going to end up on the draft board next year. And I was telling a lot of people there's no guarantee. Yeah, Bryce Young will be a junior, but who says he wants to come out next year?
Right, he could stay.
He could stay for his senior year, because that's what a lot of them guys did this year who could have came out. They decided to stay because they was like, you know what, I can make my stuff even better. You know what I'm saying? I can grow even better, and then ball out my senior year and then come out. So I'm like, it ain't no guarantee that, throw games, we're going to get Bryce. Ain't no guarantee you're going to come out, because then you're going to throw games. You're going to be sitting there 0-17. You're going to be looking stupid because you're going to be like, well, I got it. Then you're going to be in a situation to where you got to end up extending him. Now, I know a lot of y'all are against. I just feel like it's time just to let him play out the deal and then, move forward. But, you're going to have to get his successor this year, but it doesn't have to be at 8. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of teams gunning. Number 8 is a prime position. And you can't tell me, Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder, Malik Willis, all them guys are going to be gone before 8. You could literally trade back a couple spots and then get that guy. Or you could just hope that what's the name is going to fall to the second round. But then again, you're gambling, because just as many teams that do have quarterbacks, a lot of them don't. Like Houston, they're not going to be in the market for one because of the guy they drafted last year. But you got people like the Washington Commanders, a name I ain't going to never get used to. You got the Washington Commanders. Who else you got? You got, who else?
There's plenty of other teams like that. They probably, you think about the Giants too?
Yeah, because they didn't pick up Daniel Jones' 5th-year option. You don't know what's going on with Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers.
Correct.
Oh, a team we already brought up. Indianapolis is going to be in the market again because they say they're not moving forward with Wentz. You know, so it's some teams out there that's gonna be looking for quarterback. Detroit too, because I don't think Jared Goff they long term. I don't think Jared Goff they long term solution. They just went with that trade because they was getting them picks.
Yeah.
So he was thrown in there. So they were like, all right, cool. But you know, you can't forget Detroit in that situation.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna keep Jared Goff for long.
I wouldn't.
I don't think they're gonna keep Jared Goff for long.
How we forget about this team, Pittsburgh?
Yeah, they quarterback did retire. He should have been retired.
It's a lot of teams.
Oh, yellow gone.
It's a lot of teams now that I think about it. Miami not one of them because, you know, the new head coach said he's going to roll with Tua. But that's still a good amount of teams, you know, who still looking for their next plan. Like Washington, for a simple fact right now, they not already called every single team in the NFL. Now, as of lately, yesterday they called Seattle and came up from what they saying. They do a very good trade package at Seattle, but Seattle said, no, we're gonna stay put with Russell. So I mean they gunning for one. They feel like they got the roster, which I feel like they do. So they gunning. So you know, you're gonna have to wait and see. But I just feel like, you know, like at some point, you know, it just may gonna be a year where like this is gonna be one of them years where you're gonna have to get one. And I'm not saying with your first pick. I'm not saying that, but I'm like, you know, can't sit on your hands. And I can't blame the new regime about that because, you know, this what it is that they had.
Right.
You know, so like
they were dealt the bad hand.
Yeah, you know what I mean, so they know they gotta build from ground zero, but hey, it's long overdue.
Let's see what they saying in the comments. My wife also said his time may be up, but some Falcons fans are not going to like it. I mean, it's the nature of the business. She said that his time may be up, but some Falcons fans is not going to like it. It's the nature of the business, though, nature of the belly of the beast. I mean, we're told not to become like to love these players, but you know they out here making these awesome plays and you know doing it time and time and again. They you know they get to you, and you know some people just take it overboard. They take it overboard. They don't want to realize when the person has done wrong, they always do right.
Mm-hmm.
But when somebody says something about them doing wrong, you know they can't take that. But it's the nature of the business, man. We can't control. AJ Terrell could be gone in a couple of years. And, you know, anybody else of that nature and that forth, man. And we got Fitlow Country in the house. What's up, Bo? What's happening, man?
What's going on, dog? If you was wondering who the infamous Rashad was, that's me, man.
And he also said that these are ATL's new great content creators, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you putting that stamp on us, man.
Appreciate that, man. Much love, man. Much love.
Then he said, Terror Artist 404 been doing the Madden gaming for a minute, man. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, you've been on it for a while.
Been on the grind. And he said that he agreed, though, that it's been a tough year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough year. Like I'm not. Come on now, look. I'm gonna just go ahead and keep it real. I'm not expecting no playoff berth, none of them little type of things or that type of situation. What I'm expecting is, you know, rebuild, get a lot of talent. You know what I'm saying? Start stamping your future. And I'm not expecting no blow your door. I'm expecting a competitive team. Now, majority of the team might be with some younger guys, but I'm expecting a competitive team. And I'm competitive, and I'm expecting a fight each and every week. So my whole thing is, like, I've learned many years ago, you know what I'm saying, to just keep my expectations at middle field and be realistic. I mean, just like you got to be realistic with what it is that's in front of you. I'm just hoping, you know, I'm hoping and expecting that this new regime gonna get it right.
And I think the Falcons, even this year, I don't think it was like really a game. You know, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but that we just rolled over. Now you know how like Dan Quinn, you can tell like, all right, we about to lose this. We about to.
It's one game in particular where I feel like they did roll over. I know a lot of y'all not gonna like this, but it was just what I seen. It was just like no fight, no heart, just like, oh, okay, this is the last game of the season. Let's get it over with. Was that New Orleans game? That last game of the season. It's like the team showed. I'm talking about from front to back. The team showed no fight, no will to want to play, no energy. Everybody out there, excuse my language, but half-assing on the play. Nobody going for a ball. My whole thing is just like every other game, you know what I'm saying? I seen fights, but I just hated saying that, especially against one of your most hated rivals. Now, true enough, if we would have won that game, of course, you still weren't getting into no playoffs. But I wasn't thinking about no playoffs. My whole thing was, win or lose, I want to see fight. You want to show me that you want to be there. And a lot of it came from them guys who just, I guess I already know in the back of the mind they weren't coming back. And you don't want me to write out a list of who I don't want to hit back here.
We'll be on here for hours. We'll be on here for hours and hours. And y'all be like, get off the YouTube, man. Go to sleep. But man, hey, we're gonna talk about this, and I know you want to touch on this, more so. We got the free agency. We got the draft coming up. Mm-hmm. This. I believe that this is one out of the two off-season and drafts that we got to hit on the nail between this coming up one and the next one with Matt Ryan, possibly leaving, build this team up so when this rookie or this younger guy comes in. So, free agency, advice, draft, suggestions. What you got? What are you thinking?
Okay. Well, a lot of people who are watching, I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with on Twitter. Y'all are familiar with Damsky, and this is something that he said a few months back. And when I thought about it, I was like, well, hold on, that'd be a good pick. And somebody he had that we should try to go and get in free agency that won't kill our pockets is Allen Lazard. You're looking at a real big guy out there in Green Bay. Showed you this past year. He got hands for days. And that boy can get down the field. But he's one of the best blocking wide receivers in the game. And that's exactly what Arthur Smith is looking for. Big guys who can block in that run game, but they also good possession receivers. And Allen Lazard showed me front to back. That's who he is. Another person I was looking at, but you might as well ask him out on the list, was Michael Gallagher, because he was going to be coming off a torn ACL. But Dallas just put out yesterday that they talking to him about a long-term contract extension because they letting Cooper go. So I'm not even thinking about Cooper, because even though it won't be at no $20 million tag, a bidding war going to be going on for him. And once again, that's not no blocking wide receiver. So I just feel like you get Allen Lazard in free agency. And then another guy that came to mind, even though we already got two people at this position, was center. And that center I was looking at was Ben Jones. Now, Ben Jones has already been put on record telling Arthur Smith when he becomes a free agent, he wants to play for Arthur Smith. He told Arthur Smith that directly. Now, you have Hennessy and Dahlman right there. I think you need to teach Dahlman as guard, slide him over. And I like Dahlman, but have him slide one of them guard positions, and then you have Ben Jones, battle it out with Hennessy, and I'm pretty sure he'll beat Hennessy, but that'll be a vet right there in front of Matt Ryan. So all they just be getting down is handing the ball off, and that ain't hard. And then I feel like everything else now when you go to the defensive side of the ball, I would say as far as like free agents, now there's a couple people who I feel like should be considered to keep. Like, I feel like they should put a tender on Koo again, because Koo should not leave the building at all. Koo should not. They put a second round tender on him last year. I think you go ahead and do that again this year. one name that a lot of people have not been mentioning, but I would really consider to give a small prove it deal because they showed me in P's off in defense that they was that that they could play in that defense very well, and that would be Isaiah Oliver. I never thought I'd hear them words coming out of my mouth, but I never take away what the progressions from DQ defense to Dean P's defense. I mean, the dude was awesome all the way up until he got put out for the season. So I feel like a small prove it deal because he is coming off injury, a small prove it deal to you know what I'm saying, to move forward. And one of the main people that I will hope and pray that they could bring back. But then again, see, like with this draft, it makes it real tricky. Me, I would love Fourier back. So you can move forward with Fourier and Michael Walker. And the only reason why I would love Fourier back is because Fourier, he grasped that system to a T. I'm talking about he had it down pat. And see, like with Dion, he got to go. I know his contract. I know his contract is crazy because of the restructure last year, but I'm on board. If we can get a fifth for him, I'm all for it. And the fifth gonna come on the hands of not his athleticism, but that's gonna come off the hands of that contract. That money somebody gonna have to eat. Because whoever get him probably not even gonna want to pay him at that tag. They probably gonna want to try to restructure him right then and there, or tear that whole new deal up and give him another one. So I take a fifth for him because you know the athleticism is still there. The playmaking ability is still there, but all y'all got eyes. Y'all watched majority every single game, just like I did. His heart ain't in it no more, and you can tell like he be half-assing on plays. Sometimes he act like he don't want to be in the game. Just like prime example with the Buffalo game, you let this small wide receiver block you out the play. I'm talking about somebody who is about Isaiah McKenzie. You let this man block you out the play. What is Isaiah McKenzie about? 5'7", 185, 190? It's like
190 when he wet.
And then I'm gonna give you another play. Wheel route. So Leonard Fournette down there on the goal line. He jogging on the play. Leonard Fournette just sprinted into the end zone off a small little wheel route. It was like you could just, it's just like, it's not there. It's like, just like lollygagging on the field opposed to Michael. Every time he get an opportunity, he out there making a play. And Fourier, who out there every play, thumping. You know, out there thumping, hitting whoever it is who got, can take that contact from offensive linemen. It's unlike Deion Jones. But then at the same time, Deion Jones showed you plays that he still do got it. It was plenty of plays I seen where he blew up the running backs in the backfield when they probably did a power toss or they did an inside run. He showed that it's still there, but it's just like he turns it on and off when he feels like it. And it's like, man, like, dude, like, come on, man. Like, bro, you show that it's still there, but you just, if you're going to be wishy-washy like that, the losing may have got to him as well. But if that's the case, man, just let it be known, hey, I want to move on. There ain't going to be no hard feelings, but obviously, so if I were Terry right now, while we doing this, hey, Dallas, DQ is over there, give me a fifth for him. I ship him right on over because my whole thing is, it's like, with the way he playing, what drop-off are you going to have at linebacker, honestly? It won't be no drop-off because
it won't.
He ain't been doing nothing. I mean, he has been doing absolutely nothing. So I'm like, there won't be no drop-off. So I'm like, man, I just look at like, take care of your own. Oh, and of course, if we're going to go back to the offensive side of the ball, I want them to keep my boy Patterson. But if he's going to be looking for something like Debo Samuel type money, then, hey, player, we're just going to have to let you go do your thing. Right. But, them the ones I'm looking at and who I feel like should be gone. And I just feel like every other pick, that should be in the draft. I'm going to bring up a couple of them guys, but I'm going to let you hit this free agency.
What I feel about in the free agency, I believe that's where we should get our veteran receivers from. Do not pick a receiver at number 8, Atlanta Falcons. If you end up watching it somehow, I don't want to see a wide receiver put at number 8 where you can get, Bizarre. You can get people like that to come over in free agency, for the little, I ain't gonna say cheap, but their contract won't be ridiculous. And then, get AJ Terrell's running mate. I was saying that, but this dude, Jordan Davis, my guy, he just ran a 4.8 at 340 pounds. So what do you do? What do you do if Kyle Hamilton's still there, if Sauce Gardner's still there, if Jordan Davis still there, Stingley, I think he probably gonna be pushed back
because of the injury.
So what do you do if Kyle Hamilton, Sauce?
Kyle Hamilton and who else? Kyle Hamilton, Sauce,
Jordan Davis,
and who else?
And
Thibodeau.
And Thibodeau as well. But it was So what do you do if somehow by the luck and the grace of God they all of a sudden they had number 8?
Okay, I'm gonna put it to
Jordan Davis today. I mean, we know he a monster. We know he a monster. He been a monster the whole year. But to see a dude 340 pounds move like that, and it wasn't like his. Okay, we know football is not a straight up and down game, but can you imagine? Say if they doing a toss and your defensive lineman can push off of somebody and meet that running back or quarterback maybe at that sideline. And right before you get to that, I just want to say appreciate it to Flag on the Play. Flag on the Play, he just said that he dropped a new video and he shouted us out. So we appreciate that. And he put our link in the description. We appreciate the love right there, man. I'm going to let you touch down on that.
So we on the clock.
Okay.
On the clock. Thibodeau, Jordan Davis, Sauce, Hamilton. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I love Thibodeau. I love all them guys. Thibodeau, Jordan Davis, Sauce, all of them. But this is my take on it. I feel like with this draft is so deep on the D line.
Yeah,
you can literally pass on the defensive line guy at that position. Now, with the secondary, it's a different ball game because the top guys to me are Sauce, Booth, and Stingley. Stingley kind of scares me with the injury situation because he's nicked up a lot, but he is a dog. Andrew Booth, he came out of nowhere on me. When I started watching his tape at Clemson, I was like, damn, he came out of nowhere on me. Sauce, too much sauce. Let me tell you something, man. If they stay put at 8 and them guys on the board, hold on. Don't even do that. Kyle Hamilton,
the Atlanta boy.
That's a Swiss Army knife in that backfield, dog. Only thing that kind of scares me with the only thing that kind of scares me with that is he kind of puts me in the mind frame of Isaiah Simmons. Remember Isaiah Simmons from Clemson, played linebacker, played safety. Now, I know Kyle Hamilton is strictly a safety. They have him down in the box a lot. But if I'm going to be totally honest, I feel like on that back end, they're going to be moving forward with Richie Grant and Jalen Hawkins. Right. And a lot of people gave Richie Grant a lot of flack, but everybody don't be no bang they rookie year. Come on, everybody don't be no bang. I feel like once that man was able to grasp on that defense, and of course they threw him in the nickel, even though that's what he wasn't going to be. Y'all listen to that man carefully when he told us all offseason he's a dog, because Richie Grant up and down is a dog. So I feel like if they're going to move forward with Jalen Hawkins and Richie Grant back there and AJ Terrell, get Terrell his running mate, man. Go ahead and get Sauce. I feel like Sauce is you getting bang for your buck. He's long, he's rangy, he's fast, and he's physical. The guy will put his head in there to tackle. And I love corners who not afraid to get in there and hit somebody. So that's just me. I would take Sauce right there, and I feel like if you do, trade off Calvin, you may have another first on your hand to where you can go ahead and snag you another defensive guy, a little bit later. So me personally, I'm taking Sauce, We get to the podium. He there, 8. Commissioner, we ain't got nothing else to talk about. We'll go ahead and just I'm go ahead and get that card. Go ahead and send that man to Atlanta.
See,
that's me.
Here's the thing. Like you just said, you just touched on this. This is one of them drafts where the defensive line and linebackers is so like rounds 1 through 6, 1 through 7, possibly you can still find your guy. I think it's that heavy. I think it's really that heavy on the front 7 to where we can go get a guy in the 4 that's gonna be just as productive as a Jordan Davis or as somebody.
That's what so
I ain't gonna lie. I like the nickname of Island Boy and Sauce on the other end. And he has that. Okay, let's get it corrected. He ain't probably gonna be nowhere good as Deion Sanders, but you see that personality.
Yes.
That personality that Deion brought, that Deion had. You see that in Sauce. He has that ultimate confidence.
Yeah, Sauce gonna get it to you.
Because y'all remember Deion came in the game talking just like, hey, I'm prime time, Deion, whatever. And by him not giving up no touchdowns in college.
Yeah, and it's perfect because AJ don't talk. AJ just go to work. Sauce basically let y'all know, I don't care who line up against Crossman. Like he said, we all know, but it's the ultimate confidence in what he said. I don't plan on giving them no touchdowns in the NFL. Now, we all know, like my boy Big Low say, he going to get his draw burnt off. But you can't teach that, man. You can't teach that confidence. I love AJ Terrell because AJ Terrell is a silent assassin. He one of them blue chipper guys, he come to work. He gonna get up in your grill, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes he gonna play off, but he coming to work. And I love another guy, who talk, but he back that talk up. And I see that. It's just oozing out of Sauce. Now, let me tell y'all something. If Stingley wasn't so injury prone, that's who I be taking. But man, like with Stingley and Sauce, man, it's like in my book, some other people may feel different, but it's like, man, A1, AB. Like you really can't go wrong. We either, we either pick, because like people, I know the conference that I know he coming out of ACC and how people had stigmas of boys who's coming out of conference that's not out of the SEC. But this is the same man who shut down Jameson.
I was just about to speak on that. He had
Jameson
to 2 receptions, 2 in man coverage. He was in man coverage the whole time.
And Jameson ain't no slouch whatsoever.
He was one of the cornerbacks. You know how some cornerbacks like to stay on one side of the field, or the coach tell them that. Mm-hmm. I've seen Sauce Gardner all over. Mm-hmm. When we played him, he was all over. He was on left side, right side, inside. It didn't matter. Wherever Jameson went, he was there. And that's the type of player that I like to see in the Falcons uniform. It don't matter where you put me. On this outside, inside, whatever.
Yes.
We gonna make a rock. We gonna make a run, man. And flag on the play says, if you want a Cordell Patterson type of player, draft James Cook.
That's my guy.
James Cook. He's younger and cheap. Man, look.
Yes.
James Cook. I wouldn't be mad at that either.
James Cook is a home run threat. He's a home run threat. Like
I was mad that Georgia got him. They went on Alabama product. That's the only thing I be mad about. But go ahead.
the man is a home run threat. I'm talking about, man, he see a hole and he gone. And Dalvin been saying for the longest that his younger brother is better than him. But we're gonna have to see that getting put to the test. But James Cook, man, I feel like James Cook is just you can't go wrong with that. Because me personally, I know people ain't gonna like this, but running backs are a dime a dozen. So even if you do get James Cook, I feel like in them later rounds, if you accumulate extra draft, you should get another one. Because I wouldn't mind if your backfield is James Cook. If Cordell, let's just put it like this. If Cordell Patterson chased the bag, I wouldn't be in mind if your second running back is James Cook, your third running back is Mike Davis, and then whoever else you drafted, which I would believe, you know what I'm saying, is a bigger guy. Like I wouldn't mind what that boy name is? That y'all? Is it Robinson?
Brian Robinson,
yeah,
Jr.
I wouldn't mind Brian Robinson or Breece Hall, anybody like that. But see, when you think about Breece Hall and all those type of guys, if we get James Cook, those guys, you know, may end up being gone if we do end up getting another RB. So this could possibly be the year where Atlanta grabs two running backs. Well, one of them gonna be their starter. You know, James Cook gonna be the all-around gadget player. And I would keep Mike Davis, you know, third down, goal line type situation.
The power back.
Yeah, knowing that he ain't gonna be touching the ball like that too. So like he gonna be coming in fresh. So like on the goal, like a third down or a fourth down, something critical that you need to get, you know, you just have them, you know, pound that ball in there. So me, I wouldn't have no problem with that. But see, like James Cook, yeah, like I would James Cook, without the power, James Cook, because I don't know if he has too much power. I really haven't seen it, but James Cook put me in the mind frame of Alvin Kamara, because Alvin Kamara real bendy. And that's the thing is with James Cook too. Yeah, both of them boys, man, they bendy. So I wouldn't shit. I wouldn't be mad at it.
I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I wouldn't be mad at that at all, man. And we got another comment from Just K Styles, the sixth man. He said, "What's good, fellas? What's up? Hadn't appreciate you watching, man. Appreciate you showing the love and support." And he also says, Sam Wilson from Ole Miss is a great mid-round edge rusher in the mid rounds. What you think about that?
That's a good pick because I had seen some. I'm starting to, you know, get better with the draft takes and all that, and people and Sam Mills. That'll be a real good pick in the mid rounds, especially if he's still there. If he's still there, that's a guy that could. Once you get him on that line and he's well endowed on that line, that's a man that can cause havoc in that middle with Grady. With Grady, but I just feel like also at some point in time they're gonna grab somebody else, you know what I'm saying, before him. But I wouldn't mind double dipping. Because if you can double dip in this draft and you still keep Anthony Rush, oh man, you cooking with grease. Because like it's long overdue with Grady needing somebody. And I'm gonna tell y'all might call this old Georgia bias or whatnot, but y'all can call whatever y'all want to say. I already feel like when that second round gonna roll around, you know, Devontae White and Jordan Davis gonna be gone.
All right, so you got up your sleeve.
Trayvon Walker. It ain't even about that 40-yard dash. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Because I already know it was happening. I've seen this man on plenty of occasions, because sometimes he had been players where he's been washed out. But I've seen on many occasions of where he'll if he on the guard, if they put him in the inside or if they put him on the end. I've seen plenty of times where he facing a guard or a tackle. He'll hit them boys with that jab. And while he already got you pushed back with that jab, either the running back or the quarterback, whoever he got in his lane, he know. I already know. Pull the man while he already got your lineman pushed another way. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't go wrong. It's just like if we're gonna double dip on that line, because I like the guy that you brought up, K-Style. If you can add Trayvon Walker in on that, boy.
Yeah, man, this draft is all about depth.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get your starters. You're going to get your good role players, you know, things like that. And that's what you need to have a championship team, especially defense. The defense win championships, man. Mm-hmm. But that was a good take, Just K-Style. That was really, really a good one. Mm-hmm. Then you got Flag on the play again. Said everyone is so high on Jordan Davis, but we should keep our eye on Devontae White. We should. And he said, yes. Sam Williams is a gem.
Let me tell you something. Because I love Jordan Davis, but Devontae White is an animal too.
Yeah.
That boy's an animal too. It's just like he always got overshadowed by Jordan Davis because Jordan Davis is so big. He's so big, and then, you know, he can change a game, you know, in an instant. But Devontae Wyatt is no slouch. Devontae Wyatt, if that man could fall to 43, I'm not hesitating. I'm not you still
cause get right on that there.
Because before the Senior Bowl, you would have had somebody at 40. You would have had at that pick. You would have had somebody like Jermaine Johnson. But after the Senior Bowl, he gone in the first round, and he would have been somebody I'd have put the trigger on. But man, if Devontae White is still there, oh dude, you better not hesitate. You'll be a fool to hesitate if he's still on that board. But that's why I say, man, like just like with the interior of the defense and the edge on the defense and just the defense as a whole, this draft is loaded.
Oh,
like I seen
all the way through.
I seen somebody say, "Oh, this draft ain't that loaded with talent." I was like, man, it ain't all about the talent, man. It's all about, when you look at these boys, you know what I'm saying, what fits your defense best. And a lot of these boys in this draft are technically sound. A lot of them.
Well, some people don't know their football, man.
They just be talking to get a hot take, don't even realize how dumb they sound. I'd be like, it ain't.
This draft right here.
I ain't following you no more.
It's not really that good on the offensive side. But on the defensive side, it is started all the way through.
Now, it's good on the offensive side if you're looking for offensive help. It is flooded. And we one of them. But but with my only thing is, bro, like over these past couple of years, we have been putting so much stock into it. Like, you hit with the Crunch Lindstrom, but then you double down with Caleb McGarry, who look like garbage. I mean, he just looks like garbage. His rookie year, I thought we had something, but he looked like garbage. And then you got somebody like Matt Hennessy. Matt Hennessy got to bulk up. He got to bulk up because he get pushed around too much. I'm not going to sit right here and hop on Jalen Mayfield like that because he was a rookie thrown into the fire against some of the best defensive tackles in the game, even coming out the gate. So I'm not even going to throw him because if we're going to be completely honest, that boy wasn't even supposed to start this year.
Nah.
The other dude that we brought in, I can't even think of his name right now. What's his name?
Gano?
No, not Gano. Gano was already hurt.
He was already hurt.
The free agent that we brought in. Came from like the Jets. I can't even think of his name right now, but he was the one who was supposed to start. But he ended up getting hurt. I think he broke his hand or something like that. And in training camp, then when he came out, they was like, we ain't even finna swap out Jalen Mayfield like that. You know what I'm saying? Just keep him there on the fire. So, I'm gonna have to see year 2 under his belt before I just go ahead and throw him to the wolves. And then, but I feel like you good with Matthews and Lindstrom. But everything else, that's why I say, like, still going to be a question mark at the Jet. You still bring in competition at that position regardless of the situation.
I know one person ain't no question mark.
Huh.
What's his name on the right tackle? McGarry.
Come on, Chris Lindstrom?
Not Chris Lindstrom. He the right guard. The right tackle, Caleb McGarry.
Oh,
he need to go.
Oh, yeah. Ain't no question mark. Exit sign.
Hey, man. So we got this next topic at hand. I want to know how y'all feel about it as well. Of course, my podcast partner will enlighten us what he thinks on this. Moves that the Falcons should or should not make. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get this one first.
Okay. Kind of already been over it.
Real quick. He gave us the guy Josh Andrews.
Yeah, that was his name. Yeah, that was his name, Andrews, Josh Andrews. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
That's exactly who that was. Oh, okay. Well, this is kind of one that I've already, been over a little bit as far as like moves that we should make and moves that we should make. It's like you put that second round tender on Cool again because he should not leave the building. Or you outright give him a contract, if you got the numbers squared away and all that, but you keep Cool, you keep Foyer, you keep Isaiah Oliver. Of course, you extend Grady and Jake Matthews. You don't touch Matt Ryan contract. Don't touch him. Just let him play on it. Just let him play on that $46 million. Do not touch his contract whatsoever. But you keep those guys. If the numbers do work and he wants to stay with Cordell, you make that move. Only if the numbers make sense. If they don't make sense, don't overextend. Deion Jones, you got to trade him. You have to trade him. Some more of the lower level people who I would keep, like you re-sign somebody like Rush, Bartles, Steve Mings.
Man,
Steve Mings.
That guy be the most hype player to do nothing.
Please don't come back.
I just don't understand. I don't understand how you can go in a game for as long as you're a starter, you play a lot of time, and the stat sheet be empty.
We seen that before, Big Beasley. So
okay, but Big Beasley did it every maybe like once in a while, but see what me do it every game, almost every game. Why you had to look at me like that,
man? Get out of here. Steve B. Eric Harris, no. Deron Harmon, no. Them guys, they can go. I would keep, and I know some folks gonna look at me crazy, but I would keep Fabian Moreau, but he ain't gonna be no starter. He gonna be on that bench because I'm letting what's the name go. What that boy name is? The one who always getting hurt. And the secondary.
Kenneth Sheffield.
Boy, gotta go, dog. Got to go. Stay hurt. Stay hurt. Because I thought in his rookie year, we found something too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought his rookie, I was like, okay, this is a gem that they done hit on. Man, please. Man, please. You gone too. And Avery Williams, he's kind of like a two-way player, so I wasn't even, and he was a rookie, man. So I give him the benefit of the doubt on that.
And the six man say championship teams are draft. They draft on well in rounds 3 through 7. That's
they
the
truth,
do.
They do.
And Coach Lowe said, "Has everybody hit that like button? If you didn't, please would like you to hit that like button.
Yes, please, and most definitely.
It just take 1 second.
Like button,
1 second.
Button.
And Flag on the Play right here also said that. Also, if we move on from Isaiah Oliver, Darren Kendrick would be a good replacement. What's your thoughts?
I didn't even think about that.
You might have hit him with that one.
He would, but the only reason why I feel like they won't move on from Isaiah Oliver is because they know his agent can't come to the table with no ridiculous type contract. Because leading up to this year, his play was not the play of a second rounder. And we only got, 5 games of that play? Yeah. So we don't know the longevity of that situation. And so the injury didn't help him. It actually helped us. So it's really like you can't really, I don't feel like his agency even feel like they can come to a bidding war with us because of the simple fact there was only about 4 or 5 games of that play. But before that, it was just like, dang, we missed on this second round pick. So I feel like they'll be able to give him some small, just to prove that he's fully back from that injury and to also prove he can still come with that same type of play.
My thing is, we've heard Terry, which we're going to get to him, about him, and Arthur Smith here in a second, but I think as far as draft-wise, I'm going to go draft. Don't reach for nobody. Mm-hmm. We're not in a position to where we are one player away from the Super Bowl, one player away from the playoffs, or anything like that. You see what's on the board. If you don't feel like there's anybody there, which at 8 it's gonna be somebody there, mm-hmm. then you trade back or whatever. But if it's a situation where it's like some solid pieces there, I think you just need to do BPA. That's what they've been preaching. BPA. Mm-hmm. BPA. Best player available. We did it last year with Kyle Pitts. He made it to the Pro Bowl. Yep. This past year. So I think if they keep that constant throughout rounds 1 through 7, and they'll be all right. And I think Terry Fontenot is actually gonna do that. And I think he is, which leads us into this next topic. Right here, Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith approach to this team, man. You like it, you love it, y'all let us know in the comments. And a lot of comments, hit that like button. Appreciate y'all watching. So,
okay,
what you think about him so far?
Okay, I want a lot of people to just to take heed on this and just to know that first year was more along the lines of a crapshoot because they was playing with a Thomas Dimitroff board and some late guys that they added to it. So that board wasn't, you know what I'm saying, fully a Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot board. But one thing I will say that Terry Fontenot is good for saying, and if he do it again this year, I'm gonna know he for real with it. It's like, you know, going BPA, best player available. That's one of the things that he preached. And he also always states he's never gonna reach for a position of need if that position of need, you know, is not high. If that position of need is not high, like he's basically saying, if I need a linebacker and I'm finna get ready to pick, I'm not finna pick the 35th best linebacker.
Right.
When it's a better talent on the board. That's why he say you can have, just my assessment, you can have 4 running backs, you know, who just legit nonstop. My pick coming up, and that's the most legit thing on the board. Well, guess what? That's who we taking. Because one thing about it, you can't deny talent, and that's a lot of problems that we had with the last regime. They always reach for a position of need, other than a position of this the best guy still on the board. Like I told y'all, like because I'm gonna harp on this. I love when we picked Calvin Ridley, but it wasn't no position of need because we still had Julio, Sanu, Taylor Gabriel. The only guy who walked at that point in time was Aldridge Robinson because they let him go.
Yeah.
But you still had them. We didn't need them. But I guess you can probably take it as the best player on the board. So that was the one time they took that. But I'm gonna give you one that my boy Jazzy Jeff always tell y'all. He always harp. Yep, shouts out to you, Jazzy Jeff. Real talk. One of the main things I'm gonna always harp on. We moved up. We draft 2 spots up. We moved 2 spots up in the draft to get to Carson McKinley when TJ Watt was just sitting now. Now, true enough, I don't know what it is we seen and what every other else team seen, because I was still baffled at the fact that he made it, that he dropped that far.
Correct.
But I'm not fans of every other team. I'm fans of this team. So when that man was still on the board, I'm like, oh, get this guy. What do we do? When we traded up, that's what I thought we was doing. I thought, okay, we're finna get 10. I heard Carson McKinley. I said, who? Because I didn't even know who he was.
But see, here's the thing about that. The thing about that is, what people don't even know, and we took him in the later rounds, it was Jacob Tatum and Mariner causing the most chaos on that same team, on that same line.
Both of them out of UCF.
And he
went undrafted.
Okay, he went undrafted, and he was the one that was gaining that attention to help Pat McKinley do whatever he did for the Falcons to sit here and pick him.
I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand
it. But he had me fooled, though. He had me fooled. With his grandma and all that.
Hey, what we doing for, man? Like I'm thinking, oh, okay. We got somebody who finna do something. And then his rookie year, you know what I'm saying? He played fairly well.
He did.
And then after that, man,
it just went all down. The 6th man right here says, would y'all want the Falcons to trade back a few spots to get capital to build this team right away?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love Sauce to death. But if we're gonna build the team the right way, you know what I'm saying, and somebody is giving you the right compensation, then yes, because I still put it to you like this: being in the top 10 is a prime position. And I feel like 4, like last year, and number 4 was going to probably be a little too rich for people's taste because they didn't even know how that board was going to fall. This year, you're looking at people like Jacksonville, Detroit. I ain't even gonna go down. All them. Yeah, all them. You know, you got the Giants who got 2 picks in the top 10. You got the Jets who got whatever pick they got. Then I think they pick at 10 again. And then you got people like Philly who pick at like 15, 16, and 19, something of that magnitude. So I feel like being at 8 is a prime position to where somebody be like, oh, okay, let me go ahead and move up. Somebody might want to probably move up and get Tyler Linderbaum if he's still on the board.
Exactly.
Or somebody probably want to move up and probably get one of them corners because they still on the board. You know what I'm saying? Before it start getting to them team rounds, like you got to keep a consideration a team like Baltimore. You know, they love corners. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to move up, try to trade up, but it's just all about what that compensation going to be and how far back am I moving.
I can agree on that. Man. If the deal is sweet, the deal is nice, I say we at the point, the Falcons right now, just take it. I mean, we got a lot of holes to fill, and it's not going to be filled with just one draft, 2 drafts, hell, probably not even 3. But we got a lot of holes to fill, and, you know, the way that Terry and, you know, Arthur Smith, see, the thing that I'm liking about Arthur Smith and Terry, they both seem like they so non-nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, they ain't taking the BS. They ain't taking the crap. I personally think, and I know this is not a topic of conversation, man. He left us too. But when Dan Quinn left, Julio knew that his homeboy was not there.
Yep.
And he was not going to get his way.
Yep.
So I think that's what made him exit. And maybe Calvin Ridley too, but I mean,
that's neither here
nor there. And appreciate you, Coach Lowe. Appreciate you showing us some love, man. You know, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're stuck watching, you know, not stuck watching us, but you're here watching us, man. I got that from you. And you said shouts out to Jazzy Jeff.
Oh, yeah, man. Major shouts out.
Major shouts out, man. Major shout out to him, man. And then he said, K-Styles said he feel like the first year draft was a success.
I think so too. I think people, you know, looked at that draft. The problem that a lot of our fans have, they try to compare every single draft to that 2016 draft.
But that 2016 draft don't fail through.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna have drafts like that. You're gonna have drafts where you get a Keanu Neal, a Deion Jones. Who it was? Okay, it was Keanu Neal, Deion Jones, Austin Hooper, Tevin Coleman, Devondre Campbell, and then Brian Poole went undrafted.
Yeah.
That was UDFA. You're going to have some drafts like that. Like, you're going to have some drafts like that. But, you know, you can't compare every draft after that to it. And I feel like last year's draft was a success because we already seen what Kyle Pitts is. We already seen that. I feel like a lot of people gave up to it. I feel like a lot of people, you know, just have written off Richard Grant way too early. I feel like a lot of people have written him off entirely too early. Like, it's way too early to be writing him off. Jalen Mayfield got thrown into the fire, but we're going to see what that's at. I'm just in the middle. We're going to see what that's at.
Right.
What do we get in the fourth round?
Fourth round.
Was that Dolman?
I think so. You know, correct us if we're wrong, guys, but I think that was Dolman.
Was it Dolman? I think it was Dolman. I think it was Dolman that we got in the fourth round. And in the fifth round, it was that Taquan Graham or Ogundeji? Whichever way it went. Whichever way it went. You know, Dolman is, you know, we'll see what that is. Ogundeji, I see it. So I see a good rotational player.
Ogundeji, I can see it. I can definitely see him being around for, if not the long haul, at least a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I can see a rotational guy, rotational at best. Taquan Graham is still an unknown. Taquan Graham is still an unknown, and what my boy name is? Frank Darby.
Yeah.
Frank Darby.
We didn't get to see him.
Yeah. We really didn't get to see him, so you know the draft flag.
So that comes into intuition what Coach Lowe said. He don't think that this draft was a success.
You know, and then you know, Big Low, you may be right. You know, in the long run, it may just not be right. Oh, damn! Appreciate that, K-Styles. I forgot all about Darren Hall. I forgot about him. Hey, Avery Williams.
Yeah.
I'm tripping tonight. Yeah, I forgot about both. I forgot about both them guys.
Appreciate that, K-Style. Appreciate for that reminder.
Yeah.
You gotta see what he gonna do, right?
Yeah, I forgot about both of them.
Yeah, man, we forgot about both of those people, man. But to shift things, from the player to more so to the personnel side of things. And Ryan Pace. Go ahead.
Hey, Ryan Pace.
Ryan Pace hired and rolled. What is your expectation from him?
Well, when I first heard about it, I already knew what most people was gonna think about. Trubisky. I knew that's what a lot of people was gonna think about was Trubisky. I just feel like, you can have him as that talent evaluator, but Terry, you still have that number one say so. Now I feel like Ryan Pace could play a big role when it comes to as far as bringing people in there. I would hope that he could talk Akeem Hicks to coming over on a veteran cheap. Like kind of like how you had like with Dwight Freeney, the veteran guy came in, I would hope he can get Akeem Hicks over here on the veteran cheap. I'm not even going to consider Allen Robinson because it's going to cost entirely too much money. But, I would look at someone like Akeem Hicks. And Ryan Pace is well known for hitting, between them third and sixth rounds, between rounds 3 and 6, he's notoriously known for building a stalwart defense throughout those picks. But I also just feels like Terry is going to listen to who it is that he evaluates. But Terry is also the pick is going to still come down to him because y'all also got to remember who's still in front of Ryan Pace, and it's not just Terry, it's Kyle Smith, another gem and talent. Football head evaluation. Terry said it'd be 10, 11 o'clock at night. Kyle Smith still would be sending him players and all that. We need to look at this guy. So I feel like you have a room full of guys who know defense, outside of Arthur Smith. But I feel like you got a room full of guys that are just notoriously known for demons. Because, y'all got to look at what Kyle Smith built down there in Washington before he came downhill.
Exactly.
That man had the likes of Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Chase Young, Montez Sweat. Man, I can go on and on and on.
People forget he was the main intriguing reason to how Chicago got Khalil Mack, too.
Yeah, with Ryan Pace.
Yeah,
with Ryan Pace. I was talking about Kyle Smith when he was down there. In Washington. With Chicago, And another deciding factor with what's your boy that came over when we got Dante Fowler? What his name was? That other one.
What you going?
Quinn. What his name? Quinn.
Robert
the defensive end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the main. Then Ryan Pace was the main one behind drafting my boy Roquan Smith, Georgia Bulldog. That man know the Andy behind drafting Montgomery, and he finally got it. I mean, well, so far it looked like he might have it right in the long run. You know what I'm saying, with Justin Fields, but that was just he was trying to save his job, even though that didn't happen. But I just feel like, man, once it gets to rounds 3 to 5, the man know what he's doing. And then you got Kyle Smith, who was good through and through. And then you got Terry, who was a former safety, who still knows defense. Look at those underherring guys, all them guys that was out there in New Orleans. Like, he was behind New Orleans getting people like Trey Henderson. And what is that name?
You got Trey
Hendrickson.
Higginson.
Trey Hendrickson
and CJ Gardner-Johnson out there making plays. People that we ain't never heard about.
Marcus Williams. And,
right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, man, it's them. So I just feel like, man, if they could, the perfect draft for Atlanta, I'm not even going to go player. I'm just going to go as far as compensation. If you can get a first for Ridley, and you trade back, you cooking with grease. Because if you trade back, a second has to be thrown into that. And then if you trade for Ridley, that's a first. So you could be potentially looking at having 2 first-round picks and you having about 3 second-round picks. And then, of course, you got third for whatever it is, which I believe is like 1 pick, but you're potentially looking at having 6 picks in the first 2 days.
Can't get no better than that. And Coach Lowe say, what you drinking on, Tonio? Hey, I'm going to take a page out of your book. What's in my bottle is in my bottle. Could be water. It could be beer. But, hey, just happy that you came to the show, man. Happy to see you in the comment section, man. Y'all go check out Bit Low Country Sports, man. That's a great content. Great content. Man. Hilarious content.
Boy, be having me rolling.
And he is so football knowledgeable that it's insane, man. Like, appreciate you talking about, man. Appreciate you coming on. And just K Styles said Ryan Pace hit on defense players, draft, and free agency, as you just stated. Exactly, so you can't go wrong with that.
I mean, man, the man know how to find gems on defense. I will give him that. You keep him away from the offense. That was you got Arthur Smith and Kyle.
Seven room.
That was you got Arthur Smith and Kyle Smith. Because Kyle Smith good both ways.
Yeah,
Kyle Smith good both. But I feel like you can't never have too many. You can't never have too many knowledgeable heads. And one of the main reasons why I brought up Akeem Hicks is because I want y'all to remember this. Ryan Pace was in New Orleans with Terry. When Ryan Pace took the job with Chicago, he poached Akeem Hicks from the Saints over to Chicago. And then later on down the line, that's when he brought in, Khalil Mack of the world and all that, and then ended up building that defense.
Your wife said, "Go Falcons." Go Falcons. That's right. And boo to the Saints, man. We don't wreck them over here. Hey, man. We appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate everybody hitting that like button. Hopefully you enjoyed hitting the subscribe button. But before we get out of here, man, we got the extra point. The extra point is something that anything that we decided we want to get off our chest, anything that can be just anything. So I'm going to let you go first, man. If you got shout outs, if you got, whatever you want to say, the floor is yours.
Oh man, man, this is the first scream, first of many that we're gonna have out. But man, first of all, I like to give shout outs to the 6-man K Styles. I like to give a shout out to Big Low. I like to give a shout out to Flag on the Play, which is Jamel over there. I like to give a shout out to my wife, Brianna Roberts. I like to give a shout out to my sis out there, Keshana Mills, even though she's a Saints fan, still shouts out to her, shouts out to everybody, who's on the stream and watching, man. And, we just, as these next couple of days go by, it's still getting crazy with the draft. As a matter of fact, right now, as far as like the combine and all that, but, just going to be looking forward to being on here, man, a lot more. You're going to get a lot more videos in the coming days, So I'm just saying, man, just shout outs to everybody who was watching, man. Hope y'all subscribe, man. Hope y'all like, man, and be ready, man, because we're going to hit the ground running now. Yeah, we have, we work, Yeah, we have our jobs, We work Monday through Friday. But, even if some news drop while we at work, we may, we may tweet about it. Or may try to do but we'll really try to say the videos, like for once we get off and all that, because, it'd be like service situations and all that, and then trying to log on and do all that. So, of course, now I do tweets and all that, once I go on my break. Now I put tweets out there, the little information that just got put out, but as far as the video and the streaming and all that, we're gonna try to get this to y'all, as much as possible throughout the week.
Right. Anything else you got to say?
Oh, and then, man, just follow me. Follow me. I'm on Twitter at LilG29_. I'm at LilG29_. And we also, y'all caught me slipping a little bit. We also have the Extra Point podcast page, and that would be at podcast 25E. Again, that's at podcast25E. And then my main page is at Lil G29 _ man. Hopefully I get that follow from y'all, man. But of course, like and subscribe to the video, man. And we're gonna be dropping a lot more.
The next stream, we're gonna work on getting the links to where I could just post it like the links right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody be able to just click and just go to it, man. So that's what you gotta say.
Oh yeah, that's all I gotta say.
And for me here, I appreciate everybody that that we might have been, what is that word? What is that word I'm looking for? The people that we watched before us, man. Like we said, Just K Styles, great content over there.
Oh yeah, Big Low Country Sports,
Jew Talk Sports, Pound for Pound,
ATL. Jew Talk Sports, like you said, Jazzy Jeff, Real Talk, Lieutenant Dan over there on Unintentional Grounding. Who else, man? Because it's a lot of y'all that we look at and we look up to. Top billing, even though I think he's a fan of somebody else, but I look at
billing.
Yeah, I look at his content because bro be killing it with his content too, man. And then you know what I'm saying, everybody, you know what I'm saying, just as a collective, man, we're big supporters. Twisted Torch TV.
How can we forget about him?
My bad, player, man, and we're gonna get you on here for one of our episodes because we already had those conversations about that. But
and Low as well,
yeah, with Big Low as well. So it's like, man, we just looked at all you guys, man. My guy, Terror Artist right here, he was already in the YouTube verse with y'all, with the gaming and all. Them videos,
all three of them.
The gaming videos not gonna slow up because we got this going on. It ain't gonna slow up, so don't y'all panic.
And I'm just gonna let y'all know now. If y'all are some Madden players, y'all come across this video, man, go to Terror Artist 404 on YouTube. You can put it all together. I'm gonna be the first person that pop up. Come get the smoke if you want it, man. Come get the smoke if you want it and if you're ready, man. I'm ready for everybody. Flag on the play says we got his full support, man. We appreciate that, man.
Oh yeah, man, because you already know we're gonna get you on here too.
We're gonna
have segments when we get everybody on here. You hear me? We gonna most definitely get you on here.
So this is the end of the first inaugural show.
Yep.
We appreciate everybody for watching, man. This is legendary. This is the first, y'all. Y'all people that's in here now, you're gonna be like, man, we was there for the first episode and look at them now.
Mm-hmm.
Cause we gonna keep it coming. It's your boy Tara.
At Lil G29 _ aka Rashad.
And we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Y'all have a good night, good week, whatever the case may be. And we out.
Oh yeah.